It doesn't look like a crime, and it's certainly a very popular pastime. There are 22 pitches crowded onto St James's Park at Paisley here, and on every one of them, 22 players are hard at it every Saturday. It's getting air into their lungs, fat off their waists, it's doing them good, and it's harmless. Or so you might think. And 6 days a week, you'd be right. But do this in Paisley on a Sunday, and it's a sin. An old bylaw has been brought back to life, and Sunday football in Paisley has been clobbered. 2 Sundays ago, while people all over the country were playing football on pitches like these, the police swooped and took the names of every man and boy who was playing here and said that they might be prosecuted. This Sunday, the pitches are empty, and any would-be criminal who tries to set foot on them is being warned off.
I'm checking them, totally. That's my job.
But what's the difference in the day with doing you anyhow?
That's what I'm getting paid for.
I'm not doing you anyhow, am I?
Well, that's what I'm getting paid for, Jim. And I'll check them.
Can you tell me why you're stopping them playing?
Well, you read the bylaws, didn't you? Well, that's...
But the bylaws say that no football may be played here on a Sunday without council permission.
Yes, that's correct.
But some football is being played.
I own 4 pitches. I put them up, these 4 pitches, just a week ago. You know?
What was it that happened 2 weeks ago when the police moved in?
Well, they're getting booked. The police can book them then if they get them playing in these pitches.
And how many people were booked?
100.
100?
Yes.
Does it make sense to you, this?
It does not.
It does not?
No, it doesn't make sense.
But it's your job to do it all the same?
I'm getting paid for it, isn't it?
Where do you think it springs from, and who had this idea?
Well, the Paisley Corporation.
Paisley Corporation have indeed set aside some pitches where football is allowed on Sunday. And to be given a pitch like this to play on does make for an interesting game.
McGilly now in possession on the far side of the slag heaps. A good ball into the water jump. Johnson now on this near wing, and a neat piece of mountaineering. A quick back heel, up and over. Down now at ground level again, and it's Jones. To McGilly, to Beecher's Brook. But not for long, because it's Higgins now. Higgins is still in possession. Higgins still paddling out there on that far side. Higgins it is. Higgins still paddling, still going strong.
It's an interesting game, but is it football?
I don't think anybody can play football in this. If you play football in this, there's a lot of these people are still working. They're liable to be off their work for good. They're not getting a chance to play football in it. And the police keep coming and chasing us.
Even if they were prepared to put up with cinder heaps and small lakes, the Sunday footballers weren't allowed to play in peace. Midway through the second half, the police arrived in force at the scene of the crime. Or was it a crime?
Well, we've had a complaint from the Parks Department about unauthorised playing of football in the park here. It's a contravention of the park bylaws to play a game of football without the consent of the corporation.
And so you have stepped in to do what?
To stop unauthorised playing of football in the park here.
This game you've just visited, it turns out to be an authorised game, because you don't appear to have stopped it.
We're awaiting to contact the park ranger.
Was it a crime? Well, we may never know, because while the police and the park ranger have been trying to decide whether or not it is legal to commit football on that particular pitch today, the match has ended and all the players have gone home. It's all been very confusing for everyone concerned, but one thing is clear. Behind all this, someone is still pushing that ancient tradition of thou shalt not on the Sabbath that most of us have forgotten. It all began nearly 500 years ago when James IV forbade his subjects to kick a pig's bladder around a field on Sunday because he preferred them to practice archery for use against the English. And now, in 1972, in Paisley, it's still possible for those who play football on Sunday to run into trouble.
Well, of course, it has always been a council policy not to allow football in our public parks on a Sunday. I would say the reason that this rule has always been upheld is because of the amount of football that's played there at the moment, and there is a limit to how much a football pitch can take, and we feel that to introduce Sunday football into the pitches would make it very difficult to maintain the standard we would like to see. There is an area in St James's Park where football is allowed 7 days a week,
But
I'll
that
kick it
area
out.
is ridiculous. It's covered in heaps of cinders and broken glass and swamps.
I don't think it's all covered in glass. I think it's possible to play football there.
Meanwhile, the ban on Sunday football on most pitches stays.
At the moment it does, yes, yes.